Actually, just give me 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. All right. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Had to do some things real quick, but we are back. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful, wonderful Friday. It is day 6 of our NFL mock draft, or pick number 6, I should say, for this NFL mock draft. We are so excited to have you guys. Brandon will be joining us here in a bit. Today, the New York Giants are on the clock. We're going to recap their 2023 season, what went right, what went wrong, everything in between from the free agency, where we at, how we feel about the Giants, and then obviously the pick at the end. So as I'm waiting for Brendan, I will start this off with the show. So the New York Giants, picking number 6 here after finishing a whopping 6-11, having the 30th best offense, 26th best defense. This is a year removed after the Giants paid Daniel Jones all that money to be their franchise quarterback. Yay. And it just did not go right. It didn't go right at all. There's nothing good about this. There was no good feeling for the Giants this year. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. He got hurt, missed a majority of the year. The Giants just were never really able to recover. And again, the Giants they were just bad. There's no way around it. They had to start, a few quarterbacks this year because of the injuries. Saquon was kind of in and out because of those injuries as well. Everything that could have gone wrong for the Giants just went wrong for the Giants. Defensively, offensively, it just went so bad. And speaking of the man himself, here he is. Brandon, what is happening, my man? No, don't even worry about it, dude. Don't even worry about it. I started a little late. Started a little late myself, so it's all good. But it's Friday, so it's okay. It's okay. I was just telling him, we're a year removed from the whole Daniel Jones contract situation. And everything that could have gone wrong for the Giants did. They had to start a few quarterbacks, from Daniel Jones to Tyrod Taylor, to, that guy. That guy, DeVito, everything just went bad. Brandon, your one word to describe the 2023 New York Giants.
You pay underrated, not underrated, pretty much a person that will never be the guy money because the owner, grandson, something was friends with him in college. So you decide to pay him all that money.
Yes, Tommy DeVito. Sorry, Tommy DeVito.
Yes, you know better.
Yeah, I don't want to call from his. I don't want to call from his agent. Yeah, I don't want to call from his agent.
Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets. Jesus, Tommy Cutlets. Jesus.
But yeah, the owner literally is friends with this grandson went to Duke, which was the reason why he drafted Daniel Jones. It's like pay somebody just because your grandson is cool with him. That shit just is crazy. Yeah, and it's gonna get worse because now you literally screwed yourself out your only offensive weapon and pretty much your only offense that you have. So it's just, I don't know. that was kind of like a little bit like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. I don't. Yeah, but it was funny while it lasted because it was damn sure funny last year watching, trying to figure out how to,
Like, you can only imagine week 1, Sunday Night Football at MetLife. The Giants are on against your division rivals. I can only imagine the pregame speech. Everybody thinks that we didn't deserve what we deserved last year. We're going to prove them wrong. We're going to go back into the playoffs and we're going to go better. Let's go out there. And you guys got your asses handed 240-0. What I'm trying to say is this is what happens when you take care of other priorities prior to your main priority. And this is what it is. This is why they were the 30th ranked offense. Tyrod Taylor, who we love very much because we just know that this man has just the baddest of lucks of a human being that could ever possibly imagine to a human being on God earth. For God's sakes, he almost died in an NFL locker room one year. Like, how? Like, how? You're willing to sacrifice a man for the start of Justin Herbert. Yep. Tyrod Taylor, 1,341 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Saquon Barkley, here we go. 962 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, 41 receptions, 280 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, relatively speaking, maybe not a up to par or not up to his standards type of year, but still a solid year for him. Like, it was solid enough. And then Wan'Dale Robinson, 60 receptions, 525 yards. One. That was their best receiver. That was their best receiver this year. He led the team in receptions. That was their best offensive receiving option this year. Defensively, Bobby Okwiri, 149 combined tackles, 11 tackles for losses, 2.5 sacks, 2 interceptions. Now, I will say this. I am very happy that Kayvon Thibodeau looked good his second year because his first year, we knew his first year, we kind of looked at it like, he's going to be a good one. It's just, it might take some time. Well, I'm glad the time came because for everything that happened bad to the Giants, Kayvon Thibodeau was probably their only bright spot in this whole mess of a season with 11.5 sacks. So congratulations to Kayvon. Hopefully you continue up because you are going to have to be the beam and light for this New York Giants team as long as Daniel Jones is on the payroll. And then Xavier McKinney, 3 interceptions. That's just what it is. So Brandon, it sucks because, it's like, oof. Like, oof, your interception leader, he is gone. Like, oof, that is terrible. That's not good. That's not good. Like, that's not bueno, man. But Brandon, I mean, overall, here's my issue with this team. It's not so much that I blame the defense this year for this team. I really don't. I really don't blame the defense at all because Dexter Lawrence can only do so much. Kayvon Thibodeau can only do so much. Xavier McKinney did all he fucking could to shore up the secondary. So it's not like the defense was bad. It's just inconsistent offense every single week. Every single week. I mean, mind you, the Giants came to Vegas this year. I saw Tommy DeVito gets sacked 9 times. 9. And I'm thinking to myself, he's going to die today. He is going to die today. The only thing that was missing from that sack party, if I came from the bleachers, came all the way down and sacked him myself. Like, that was the only thing missing. Like, me coming all the way down from the 400 sections to the field to get him myself. That was the only thing missing in that game. Help me understand, Brandon. What are the Giants doing? Help me understand this.
Okay. Well, first, I have to understand what you're doing because I don't know. I don't know. One, I wouldn't have paid Daniel Jones $45 million for 15 touchdowns. That just sounds like a complete utter robbery of your money.
That's $3 million a touchdown pass, bro. $3 million a touchdown pass.
This is crazy. I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Giants. I truly believe that they don't know. I think it's I think it's coach and maybe GM. And GM is kind of in the middle of like the owner. Because there's no way in hell you see this team as an owner of a football team and you're like, we can win with this. That's bullshit. There's no way in hell you're like, we can win. we can compete with the NFC East. This is easy. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell.
I have nothing. To me, when it comes to the Giants, I think when it really comes to the Giants, I think somewhere deep down in my heart, I think Brian Daboll took this job because he probably said, if I make Daniel Jones look okay, they will give me the quarterback of my choice to work with because they know that he's not the answer. And even last year, we said, listen, the Giants made the playoffs for a lot of reasons. A little bit of luck, a couple wins here, maybe some, bad luck on some other franchises, but never in 100 years did we ever say, yeah, Daniel Jones is the reason the New York Giants made the fucking playoffs last year. Not even once. Not even once. Daniel Jones is not the reason that the Giants won the playoff game either. Kirk Cousins decided to throw a 3-yard out on 4th and 7. Like, not once in our whole time did we ever say, yeah, the reason that, the Giants won a playoff game or the Giants made the playoffs was because of that. If anything, I think we gave the janitor more credit than we ever did fucking Daniel Jones. Like, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure Brian Daboll can look back now and be like, I should have just stayed in Buffalo. Because if he knew, you think he would have gone back to that interview and said, okay, I'll work with what I got, but I want my guy. Like, you have to think that's probably like, he's thinking to himself, if I can go back, the only thing I would say in my interview, I'll work with what I got. And if I have a major success, I want my guy at quarterback next year. Here, and people are going to look at this and be like, oh, that's preposterous. That you can't do that. If you made the playoffs, well, why the hell would you want another quarterback? The Ravens won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer, and they shipped him off the following year. Hold on 1 second, guys. I am so sorry about that. I do not know what happened there. Here we go. Hold on 1 second here. Yeah, just a lot of weird stuff happened on Friday. Here we go. There we go. All right. So sorry about that, guys. I don't know why it on Instagram Live, I don't know why it just ended like that. I do apologize for that. But yeah, no, like I was saying, people are gonna look at this and be like, that is preposterous. Why would the Giants give up, you know, Daniel Jones, or why would they want another quarterback? The Ravens won a Super Bowl, their very first Super Bowl when they won. Nobody in their right mind said, yeah, Trent Dilfer's the reason they won that fucking Super Bowl. And they shipped him off the same offseason. I'm pretty sure if Brian Dable had his way, he would have gone back and said, I want my quarterback if I have success my first year. And I would have not blamed him. And I'm pretty sure if Brian Dable had a time machine, he would have gone back, told them say that. And if they don't give you that much, then you can just walk back. Buffalo would have welcomed you back with open arms. 100%. 100%. Above all else, I think the owner knows he made a mistake. You have to know that you make mistakes. And if he still thinks that this is the best investment on giving Daniel Jones that money, then yeah, you're the Art Moreno on the East Coast. You just love giving money to shitty players. You love giving money to shitty players and players past their prime. Hooray! Hooray! Like, hey. Like, woo! So, and then this is the mess that the Giants are in. Well, you lost Xavier McKinney. You lost him to Green Bay. You lost A'Shawn Robinson, who was a very great rotational piece for you for many years. He's now in Carolina. Tyrod Taylor, your best quarterback statistically last year, is not going to be back up to the Jets because at some point I think we all expect. I don't think no one's going to trade for Zach in the Jets. I think they're just going to wait for him to release him outright, and then we go from there. Is there any market for me out there? Yeah, the San Antonio Brahmas from the XFL said if you've been cut yet. Like, no. And then above all else, you had Saquon Barkley sign with the Ops, bro. Ops. He signed with the Eagles. And that turned into the greatest, one of the funniest, self-petty radio bits I'll ever hear in my life. Tiki Barber looked at the camera, went to his microphone, and said, "You are dead to me." Wow. You are dead to me. I didn't even know it was like that. I did not. I don't know if there's some personal beef there. I don't know if what happened. But something must have happened because he said that in the bottom of his core. I'm not mad at Tiki for what he said because he is a fan at heart. He is a fan at heart. What I am mad about, though, is the "you are dead to me" part. I can understand being a fan and be like, I can't believe you went to the Ops. Fuck you. I hope you have a terrible time over there. That, as a fan, I understand that. The fact that he said, "you're dead to me," but like in a way where if I'm looking at you and I say, "you're dead to me, Brandon," dead to me. Where did that come from? What happened? I can imagine a few scenarios. I can imagine a few things, but those are just scenarios. The fact that he said that, it just baffled my mind that a former player would feel like this. Brandon, your thoughts on this, man? I've been dying for this episode for a while now because of this. I need to know, man, your thoughts on the whole Tiki Barber rant. That was awesome.
Where, you know, he pretty much retired before he won a championship. And he's always been bitter since then. So it's like, yeah, I get that, you know, Tiki, you know, feels his way, I guess, about Saquon, but at the end of the day, it's business. That's the one thing we gotta know. It's business. So to say somebody's dead to you, I get it, I understand it. I know what he's trying to say is like, like you left the family to go to the fucking ops. Like, what's wrong with you? Nobody does that. But again, that's your generation. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that shit. It's kind of like you're not supposed to, but it's business. And if I was Saquon Barkley, I'm like, I get a better opportunity, a way better offensive line, and they can't stack the boxes because who the fuck gonna stack the box when Devontae Smith and AJ Brown out there?
Right, and no, that's fair.
It's like I get a better opportunity in these other situations. But the Giants situation is not good. And on top of this, again, goes to business. But it's also where it is personal. You could have easily paid me last year. You could have paid all that money that you gave that, you could have gave that shit to me.
Maybe not the $45 million.
Maybe not $45 million, but goddamn something, 15, 20. I'm worth that because your offense doesn't move without me. It doesn't work.
And you got to think about it too. How, like, here's the thing. Giant fans can be mad. The staff can be mad. Tiki Barber can be mad. But when you look at the contract that the Eagles gave Saquon Barkley, you couldn't come to that. You couldn't come to that. I think for me, and this isn't just Tiki and Saquon. We saw it today with Mark Schlereth and Jerry Jeudy, where I'm actually going to, and this is because I usually defend the old heads. I really do. But I'm actually going to take Jerry Jeudy's side on this one. I really am. And the reason I'm taking his side is, who the hell is Mark Schlereth to worry about another man's pocket? Denver didn't even offer him that. They gave him away to Cleveland. So if Cleveland wants to sign him for that, that's business. Like you said, that's business. You're mad because he got a bag because another franchise valued him that way.
And like you just said, Mark Schlereth, like, bro, like, it's not like they wanted him. They traded him.
No, Brandon, they didn't trade him. They gave him away.
Yeah, it's like, and they were trying to trade him last year. They didn't want him on the team last year.
Exactly.
So yeah, Mark Schlereth, like, I get what he's trying to do.
I understand what he's trying to do. Like, listen, he could be one of those dudes where, hey, listen, I agree with what Mark Schlereth is saying. Like, I just don't think he's worth the money because I don't think he's worth that. But that's not my decision. That's my opinion. If the Browns see it as, I think he's worth that much, I can sit here and be like, I don't think he's worth that, but that's just my opinion. But Mark Schlereth took it to another level, saying, you weren't even fucking good to begin, like, ramping on him. And it's like, well, dude, like, bro, who are you to say or to get into this man's pockets? Because another franchise said, well, we think he's worth this much. And who knows? What if he goes to Cleveland this year and he tears it up? We don't know. What if Jerry Jeudy just really did need another change of scenery? What if he really just needed that? Then is Mark Schlereth going to come back and be like, oh, well, maybe I didn't know what? The thing is, I get where Tiki's coming from. I get where Mark Schlereth's coming from. I'll defend Tiki because I get it. You, as a fan, I get it. The you're dead to me part, that was a little too far. To me, that was a little too far. The Mark Schlereth, I can't defend that because it's like, dude, who are you to worry about another man's pockets and another franchise's decision to give him that money?
With the Tiki part, yes, I get it. But again, it goes to the mindset like, yeah, you're a fan, or are you still pissed off that people, when they drafted Saquon Barkley, started to immediately say he's the best running back we ever had?
And I thought that was a little too unfair because, like, well, dude, he didn't hit the field yet. Like,
And that's the thing. Like, is that because you actually care about the Giants, or is this still a personal vendetta you have towards him? Because
If-
Lance said that shit. It's not like he got on the podium and was like, I'm the best fucking running back you ever had. He ain't Caleb Williams in this shit. He's like, yo, like, I got drafted here. I haven't even played yet. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you mad at me? I didn't do anything.
my thing with that is,
Also,
here's my thing with the whole Giants thing with Tiki. Tiki made a choice.
you made a choice.
He left early. The Giants won. He's bitter that if he would have stayed one more year, he would have gotten a ring. But you made a choice to leave. Tiki, you made that choice.
And then on top of that, when you left, all you did was shit on the team. You shit on Eli Manning the entire time.
He shitted on Eli. He shitted on Tom Coughlin. He shitted on ownership. That's on you, bro. You left. They wanted you back, but you said, fuck no. I can't do another season with this motherfucker. I'm out. The next year, they win a Super Bowl, and all I hear in the back, oh, well, if I was there, we would have put up more than 17. But you weren't there, motherfucker. But you weren't there.
We're there. We're there.
So at the end of it, it's either you hate the Giants because of how you ended it, or you still care for the Giants. And there's no middle ground here. And I think that's the confusing part with Tiki because we don't know. Does he still hate the Giants because of what happened, or does he want the Giants to succeed?
Here's the thing. If the Giants are not good this season, which most of us think they probably won't be, I wonder what he's going to say.
I didn't have to wait for that, Brandon. I heard him. I heard him after the Raider game. Wow, what a terrible run, fucking friend. And it's like, bro, like, I get it, Tiki. You don't like the Giants, but that's on you, bro.
I'm just saying because if you see this offense without Saquon now, and you like, damn, this team sucks. Who's that on?
That's on ownership. That's on ownership and the general manager for not trying to come to a deal. That's on them.
That energy. That's all. That energy, Tiki, because you've been there. It's not like this is new for you. You've been saying shit about the Giants. So why are you now like trying to defend them? I don't really think he was defending the Giants. I think he really was like, I get Saquon leaving. Why would you go to the Eagles? That's pretty much what I feel like he was really saying.
Because
I don't think he gives a
it's
fuck about the Giants.
business.
I don't think he gives a fuck about the Giants. I really do think it was just because he went to the Eagles.
Do you think he would have overreacted? Let's say if Saquon went to the Titans or the Houston Texans or the Raiders. Do you think he would have said anything? He might have said something, but it would have been like this. He might have said, if he went to Houston, he would have been like, oh man, sucks for us, but Saquon goes into a situation now where he gets to play with offensive rookie of the year quarterback. It looks like the Houston Texans are figuring it out. And if they build their O-line and get a true number one, then maybe he'll have more success in Houston than he did here. Or if he goes to Tennessee where it's like, he's got to replace Derrick Henry. I don't know if he can do that. Or he goes to the Raiders or something. And it's all, well, he has to replace Josh Jacobs. And I think to your point, because he went to the Eagles, I think this is why he took it to where he did.
I think it's two. I think it's 2 points. I think he went to the Eagles, and I think the second reason is he would have still bad Saquon regardless because he doesn't like Saquon.
I think it would have been less harsher if he went somewhere out. I think if we went out of the if you went out of the NFC, I think it would have been less harsher.
No, he doesn't like Saquon. So he would have still said that. He would have just.
I don't think he would have said you're dead to me. I think it would have been something like, how dare you leave us? And that's it. But the fact that he went to the Eagles, it was, how dare you leave us?
That's why he added that part. But it still would have been on the kind of hating tip. Like, it would still been some hater in it. Like, you'd be like, the fuck are you mad for? You wouldn't get his money. What the fuck are you mad for? Because he just doesn't like Saquon. But you add in the Eagles on top of it, it's like, yes.
Well, okay, well, I mean, you got to think about it, right? Tiki Barber covers it, he goes to the Giants game, he watches the games and everything, he covers because of the radio station. How do you think it's going to feel if Saquon goes into MetLife and he gets 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown against the Giants? Like, how would you feel if you're a Giants fan? It's like, and you're only paying him $12 million a year, $13 million a year? I'd be pretty pissed. I'd be pretty pissed because that's 3 years, $12 million a year. Like, I'd be pretty fucking pissed.
This season's gonna be so interesting for the Giants as a franchise because this is literally Daniel Jones.
No, I would say this. If I would say this regarding the Giants this year. You better make it work now. You made your bed. You have to make it work. And if it doesn't, nobody should be retained. And this is one of those situations where it sucks that if Brian Daboll gets fired, it sucks. But the reason the Giants were bad was not because of him. I'll tell you that right now. It's not because of him. It's the fact that he has a general manager who has to answer to the owner. And the owner made his bed of choosing which players to sign and not resign. So the only people that have to look in the mirror is the owner himself. You made this bed, bro. Lie in it, bro. Now, they are trying. God bless them. They are trying to try to fix something, right? They signed John Runyon, the guard from Green Bay, Devin Singletary, the running back from Houston, who, by the way, amazing year, worked out for Houston, which I can only imagine now that is Dameon Pierce in the doghouse in Houston because of trading for Joe Mixon. I mean, I just find it weird. I just find it weird. I just find it weird. Jermaine Eluemunor, right tackle from Vegas last year, he's now joining the Giants. Drew Lock. Drew Lock. There it is. And then Jalen Mills, that's not a bad pickup either. But what I'm saying is, I look at this team and it's like, yeah, this is the bed you made, bro. We told you not to draft this guy because he's just a gadget player. You need to get this guy because he's a traditional wide receiver. And it's like, we'll make it work. And then you trade him away to Kansas City for peanuts, and then he goes and becomes a pivotal part for that offense and wins a Super Bowl. This is why the Giants are the Giants, because, well, I mean, that's what to do. You drafted a 6th-round quarterback in the 1st round. You let a generational talent at running back walk away for peanuts, for nothing. He literally flipped you off as he was going out the gate. His daughter made fun of you. You have wide receivers where if you turn them around, they're lost. Like you give them directions, and if you turn the map around, they get lost. You have a tight end that has more albums than he does touchdowns for you. This is the bet you made. Good luck. Good luck. Brandon, anything to add before we move on to our picks here?
They got Brian Burns, which you didn't say, but that's a pretty good job.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
They got Brian Burns.
Yes, I'm so sorry. He's going to pair up great with Thibodeau when they're down 28 points. Yeah, it's going to be great. And it's not that I'm mad that Brian Burns is with the Giants. I'm more mad at Carolina that the Rams offered you 2 first-round picks, and you said no. And you traded him to the Giants for a second and a fifth. But in a weird way, I am kind of glad that they didn't do the trade with the Rams because we've been trying to do a Rams episode for like the longest time for actually make a selection for the Rams, and they never have a first round pick. So it's like we finally get to do one. Like yes, we finally get to do one. This is so great. This is so great. Like we finally get to do a Rams episode where we actually get to make a selection for the Rams. It's like, all right. I'll be pissed if they trade that pick tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, you motherfuckers, you heard me. Like, I guess we'll hold on to that for a couple years. Nice. Honey, switch that sign to 2025. Like, but no, it's just more the fact that, yes, I'm happy that Brian Burns gets the contract he's been looking for. It's just, to me right now, the Giants don't deserve anybody. I'll put it to you like that. They don't deserve Thibodeau. They don't deserve McKinney. They don't deserve Brian Burns. They don't deserve Andrew Thomas. They don't deserve anybody because they are so much of a mess of a franchise that they literally just need to blow it the fuck up and start over. New Jersey doesn't even deserve the fucking Giants. Like, I feel more bad that New Jersey actually has to host the fucking Giants. That's how bad it is. The fact that the Mara family did this to the Giants is disgusting. That's how I look at it. Brandon, any last words before we get into our picks here? You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that I'm coming off as harsh and everything, but God, how? You want to know how you ruin a franchise? Look at the fucking Giants. That's all you got to do. Just look at the Giants. That's how you ruin a franchise. Just look at the Giants. And I get it. There's going to be some Giant fans. Well, at least our players don't fucking drink and drive. Okay. And? Do I have a $45 million quarterback that only throws 15 touchdowns? No. I don't have that. Josh Jacobs left. Okay. And did you not see Samir White his final 4 games of the season when he was a starter? Who's your guys' running back now? So, in the end, if you want to ruin a franchise, just, go the Mara route. That's how you destroy the New York Giants. That's how you do it. You do it by signing a tight end that has more albums than catches and touchdowns. You let go of your best offensive piece to the ops. You sign a guy who pretty much is the white, Tyler Huntley. He's the white Tyler Huntley. So that's how you ruin a franchise. You give him a franchise contract to the whitest Tyler Huntley you could possibly think of. By the way, unbalanced Tyler Huntley at that. So go ahead, Brandon. Here we are. It is pick number 6. So Brandon, who do you got? Who do you have at number 6? And let's try to fix the fucking Giants. Let's try to fix the fucking Giants because the adults in that room cannot. That's why. Let's try to fucking fix them. Oh, we'll do it piece by piece if we have to. Here we go. They gotta undo that shit.
I like some of the weapons that the Giants have. I like the Devin Singletary pickup. I think that's a really good pickup, actually. Now reunited with his offensive coordinator at Buffalo, which by the way, had his best fucking years. He was catching and running. Before the Buffalo Bills decided to say, hey, let's just use Josh Allen for every fucking running play. Dumb fucking people. I like the receivers that they have. Jalen Hyatt, I expect him to actually have a really good sophomore year.
That's the thing that pisses me off, by the way. And I'm sorry to cut you off. Jalen Hyatt was starting to have a good start to his career, and they said, "Now we're done." You got a first round talent in the 3rd round, but let's not fucking use them. Sorry, go ahead.
For what they have in the rest of Darren Waller, I guess you can figure something out with him. I mean, shit, it's not a rich tight end draft, but you can get something later on. I like Andrew Thomas as a freaking offensive lineman. That's an amazing offensive lineman. We got some good pieces offensive line wise. Finally, shit hasn't happened in years. But you gotta undo that shit. Like the owner has to agree to finally say, okay, I'm done trying to meddle with football business. I'm done meddling in football business.
But Jerry Jones does it. Yeah, but Jerry Jones and Al Davis actually won. Actually, like, got respect from the players. I'm pretty sure the players don't respect you.
Yeah, like the decision that you made to pay Daniel Jones and not Saquon, and now you hear at the NFL Combine that everybody's like, well, the Giants are now looking into quarterbacks. No shit.
Really? That's the breaking news you got from me, NFL? Wow.
That shit was so frightening. What the fuck am I looking into quarterbacks? That was a terrible fucking decision. I don't care what anybody say. They gotta undo this shit. I really do believe Brian Daboll was told, hey man, you get 1 year. You get 1 year with Daniel Jones and we can make it work. And you get your guy. I really do believe that's what he was told. There's no way in hell around this. I really do believe he was told, you get 1 year with Daniel Jones and we'll give you your guy. Because I cannot believe that these sons of bitches literally told this man, you're going to be the head coach and you're going to go with Daniel Jones for the next 4 or 5 years. That shit just doesn't sound right. You do not take a child like that. I'm sorry. There's no way around. You're going to take a child with Saquon Barkley, then you did Daniel fucking Jones. And now Saquon's not even there. So I do believe with a Jaden Daniels, it would change a lot. It would make the Giants, to me, actually at least a contender at some point. But Daniel Jones being the quarterback is the dumbest fucking decision that the Giants have done in a long time. And this isn't like where, maybe it's like Eli Manning and 1 year he's going to just snap and have a really good year and not do some of the stupid shit he does. But I don't see it. Like, there's no redeeming qualities in this dude. Like, he can run, he can kind of throw, It's just, there's no redeeming qualities. And if you get Jaden Daniels, you have said it already. Heisman Award winner, clearly. David O'Brien Award winner. Maxwell Award winner. The man is one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Like, he's different. And I feel like offense with Brian Dable, it would be immediately successful. And I think that as far as I'm concerned, man, if I am the New York Giants, you got to draft Jay Daniels. He is what you think Daniel Jones is, was, and supposed to be. he's what Daniel Jones is, was, and supposed to be. He's all of that. And you're building an offense. Not like you're not building something. You have something.
You do. Yeah, no, you do.
You just now have to put the right person in there. Because with Jaden Daniels, here's the thing. I'm telling Daniel Jones right out the gate. You get 8 to 9 weeks. Do with that as you may. But your ass is going on the bench about week 10. By the bye week, you will be sitting on the bench. We're going to start Jaden Daniels.
If they're out of playoff contention at that point, you just look at Daniel Jones and be like, I want to see what he's got.
And then at that time, you could probably now find a way around his contract. Because somebody always needs a fucking quarterback. Let's be real. Somebody's always going to be.
If Zach Wilson gets nothing, yeah, the Brahma San Antonio's wants to know, is Daniel Jones cut yet? That's what they want to know.
I can see Daniel Jones easily playing for the Houston Roughnecks.
The Dallas Renegades. Just throwing it out there, bro. Just throwing shit out there. Yeah. And especially with how the rules are now about emergency quarterbacks, yeah, I mean, it would not be a bad situation. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because I understand where you're going with it because, yeah, they do need to redo the mistake that happened, right? Like, they need a redo. Okay, it's a trap. Yeah, that's it. The only thing for me when it comes to the Giants, and this is really sad, when it really comes to the Giants, and me personally, I don't think they even deserve to pick anybody because they're gonna just fuck up their career already. Like, I want them to forfeit the pick until they can show me that they're a well-run franchise. That's what I want to see. Like, this shit's disgusting because this is the same pick that Daniel Jones was picked at, number 6. Here we fucking are. If there's anything like of irony of like, why would you want to move on from Daniel Jones? Because this is the same pick that Daniel Jones got picked when they drafted him. Nothing has changed. One playoff victory, and that was more because Kirk Cousins decided to throw 3 yards instead of 7. All right, that's what it was. Like, this is why. So, and the thing is, here's my thing. I don't want skill position players there. I don't want a skill position player to be picked here because, and what do I mean by skill positions? Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. I don't, or tight end, tight end. I don't want them here because there's nothing to work with here. If you're a skill position player and you get drafted here, your career is dead already. Yeah, but at least at that situation, you can at least say Jacoby Brissett's got this. Here's the thing. I'd rather have Jacoby Brissett right now than fucking Daniel Jones. Okay? Like, that's true. That is true because we don't know what Gerard Mayo is. We're not saying that he can't be nobody, but we just don't know what Gerard Mayo is because, well, we don't know. Like, this is going to be new for everybody. So buckle up. No. And here's the thing. When I looked at this roster, Brian Burns, great pickup. Kayvon Thibodeau, great pickup. Yeah, losing some players suck. Can you easily replace? Excuse me. Is it going to be hard to replace Xavier McKinney? Yeah, absolutely, because he was a really great football player. What evaluating quarterbacks do you believe coaches, scouts look hard at the offensive line? Patriots offensive line is non-existent. Yeah, I mean, it's non-existent, absolutely. But the problem is, You have to give this franchise a spark. You have to give them something. We knew, here's the thing. With the Giants, we already knew Daniel Jones was not it. The fact that they even thought about it and they did it, I wish I was able to save my old mock drafts where I had Daniel Jones in the 4th and 5th round. And these motherfuckers took him 6th overall. It's like, bro, yeah, could he be somebody? Sure. But not in the 1st. Not in the 1st. I think for me, the reason I would rather go quarterback here for New England, and we talked about it, a few episodes back, he doesn't have to play right away. He doesn't have to play. New England has a fresh sheet to build the team. They have a fresh sheet to pretty much build the team and build it for Jaden. So when he is ready, it's time to go. With Daniel Jones or whoever's at quarterback, nah, man, you're just going to die. You're going to die because you want to talk about a non-existent offensive line. I saw them play in Vegas this year. You might as well have put turntiles, 5 turntiles in a fucking row, and just let the defense have at it. And I get it. Andrew Thomas was hurt, and the rest of the line was, the center was a rookie. I get it. It's growing pains. But all the time now, eventually something has to give. It's not always the offensive line's fault that whoever's behind the quarterback is always getting hurt. Eventually something has to change. So for me, I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, it's nice pieces, sure. Yeah, Jon Runyan, he's a good piece, sure. Jermaine Eluemunor, I know he can play. Is he the answer? I mean, is he the future right tackle? Probably not. I just don't want nobody back there. I just don't want a skill position there because you will die. Whether it's a quarterback because you have no offensive line, whether it's a running back because you have no offensive line and you'll get hurt, or it's a wide receiver because your quarterback will make you catch hospital throws and you will die. That's why I rather stay away from skill position here. And you laugh, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. So for me, I think you get the number 1 prospect in this whole draft class at 6. You take the number 1 draft prospect, you take him, you build it, and when you're ready to throw your guy in there, not named Daniel Jones, you'll become winners. And we're going to build this team piece by piece. So here we go. With the 6th pick in this year's draft, the New York Giants select Olu Fashanu, offensive tackle, Penn State. I don't need a skill position here. I need to build that line. Every week, I saw a quarterback, whoever was back there, getting sacked 3 times, 4 times, 9 times, 6 times. I need help. What the Giants, Washington, practice last year with the offensive line was fucking malpractice. Malpractice. Andrew Thomas is going to be healthy. Your center is going to be in his 2nd year. You did great with Jon Runyan and Jermaine Eluemunor. That's great depth. Now you add this kid. But Juan, they already have a tackle. His name is Evan Neal. That's beautiful. Kick his ass inside to right guard. He has shown you, because in 2 years, he has shown you he cannot handle the speed of a pass rusher. Kick his ass inside guard. And I guarantee you, he'll be way better at fucking guard than he'll ever was at right tackle. So here I go. I have him. I have Olu Fushanu, number 6 overall, my number 1 draft prospect. The number 1 best player in this draft. You take him, and I know what people are going to say. Well, what about the kid from Notre Dame? The problem is, I think the kid from Notre Dame is just strictly left tackle. With Olu, you can actually switch him left and right because he has the athletic ability to do both. Not saying that Joe can't, but I think Olu will be able to pick it up just a little bit quicker. He's 6'6", 317 pounds. He was All-American this year. The Remington Pace offensive line winner, given to the best offensive lineman in the Big Ten. Michigan had all the talent in the world in the offensive line, and they still chose this guy as the best offensive lineman in the Big Ten. First team All Big Ten. Second team All Big Ten in 2022. And here's the crazier part. He was actually supposed to come out last year, and he said no. And he was still projected to go really high, like number 1, still. So the fact that he went back his senior year, played well again, and is still a top 10 pick, meaning he's a good fucking football player regardless of whatever year he comes out in. He's a good football player, okay? And then he went to the combine, killed it at the combine, a 10-yard split of 1.77, 2.94 in the freaking 20-yard split. 32 inches vertical, 9 feet, inch broad jump and everything. So basically, what does this tell me? Twitchy, athletic, great pass protector, all his 4 years at Penn State. And I get it. Why would I do that to Evan Neal? Because then this is what your offensive line would look like next year. At left tackle, you have Andrew Thomas. I know you drafted Jermaine Eluemunor for right tackle, but guess what? He can actually play at left tackle too, and he can actually play inside too. So you have John Runyon and Jermaine Eluemunor battle for the left guard position. And I guarantee you, Jermaine Eluemunor would win that shit. John Michael Schmitz Jr., he'll be returning as your center. Evan Neal is now your new right guard. You don't have to look for anything. You don't have to overpay for anything. He will improve massively. He will look better inside. And then Olu Fushanu is your new right tackle.
Which, by the way, when we did the draft, last year before last, when Evan Neal came out,
yeah,
we literally said, he's not a tackle. He's a fucking guard. Put him in as guard. And we said that. He's not a tackle. He's a guard. That's what he does. He's better as a guard. He's inside. Like, Alabama used him as a tackle, but that wasn't his best fucking position.
No. So now when you look at that offensive line, and if everything pans out and everything works out, now all of a sudden, we could put a running back here. Now we'll have space for him to run. We can have wide receivers do their proper routes. We can actually get a quarterback, not Daniel Jones. We can actually get a quarterback that can actually wait and work on his mechanics. All of a sudden, one of your biggest weakness becomes and here's the thing, they're going to get better because they have to practice with that defensive line that they have. And with that front seven, they're going to get better. All of a sudden, one of your biggest weaknesses becomes one of your biggest strengths. And now you can start building this team properly, piece by fucking piece. That's how you do it, John Mara. That's how you fucking do it.
Like we've been saying, it doesn't matter who you get, Joe Alt or him, you're going to probably get a really good offensive lineman regardless. So it just depends on who goes first. And I think if the Giants get him, at least you got the next tackles for at least the next 10, fucking 15 years.
You can work with Andrew Thomas. You can work with Olu. You're matching the Philadelphia. You're matching Philadelphia's mindset of left tackle and right tackle. You're matching. Well, well, Dallas did have that, and well, we'll get into that down the road. Oh man, Dallas. Oh, I can't wait. Oh man. Okay, but what I'm saying is, I think.
We get to talk about that. We get to talk about that complete, utter, fucking dumpster fire of a
You know, I'm still like amazed that happened. Like, you know, I was like, you know what? And you know, I went on that show Friday and I'm thinking to myself, you know what, Jordan Love? You had a wonderful year, man. I can't wait to see what you guys do, man. I can't wait for Green Bay to finally open up the checkbooks and to get you weapons. And they got him Josh Jacobs. I'm happy for that. I really am happy for that. David McKinney, they got him weapons. Dallas, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? Which loss do you think was worse? Do you think the San Francisco 49ers lost last year or this year's play? I think this year's was worse than the 49ers one last year. Because the 49ers one, at least they tried. This was just like utter like, huh? Huh? Help me. Fred Warner blitzed them, and all Ezekiel Elliott did was this. Put your hands up. You want to talk about getting sent off the wrong way? They did Ezekiel Elliott so dirty, bro. Golly. Oh man, but no, I think the reason I went offensive line here is just to, you know, recap it, is because honestly, that becomes all of a sudden your offensive line looks amazing. Because here's the thing, people are going to look at this video and be like, really? Him at 6? That's not a sexy pick. But how much worse can your offensive line get? And if it gets worse, nobody's being retained. So nobody. So you might as well try to get the best draft pro. Here's the thing. He's my number one. Like, I get it. Some people have Caleb Williams. Some people have Jaden. You know, some people have Marvin Harrison Jr. All respectable and understandably why. I have him as my number one draft prospect. He's my guy. Like that. Like, to me, if I was to like, okay, somebody pointed a gun to my head and it's like, okay, somebody's going to have a Hall of Fame career. Who are you picking? I'm picking the offensive tackle from fucking Penn State. He's going to end up in the Hall of Fame. And I'm pretty sure I would feel pretty safe. Olaf Fashanu, Chop Robinson, Jalen King. It's like, goddamn. Like, goddamn. Like, yeah, man, Penn State actually, everybody's talking about Michigan, but man, Penn State actually has some players. It's like, goddamn. Which makes me wonder, why did John Franklin not do as well this year? Like, that's the weirdest thing. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. I guess that's a question for John Franklin. I'm going to have to ask what happened. I mean, I get it. Michigan, Ohio State, probably. But it's like, really? Ohio State, even so, still, really? Okay. Yeah, sure, I guess. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I just want to know, like, what happened there. I just want to know. But yeah, no. So to recap, Brandon decided to end Jayden Daniels' career before it even gets started at number 6. I decided to, hey, let's really pick up the pieces here and let's really build this team correctly. Let's all be adults here about it and let's build this team correctly. No shit, huh? We just had a tirade of Tiki Barber, like literally 20 minutes ago. Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, it's not like, it's not like the NFL has a little black book somewhere about some dark history in the NFL. Shit, man. You know that Dynasty episode, by the way, New England, now that we got on topic of New England? I'm going to tell you, man, those Aaron Hernandez episodes, yo, I don't care how long time goes by, I'm still going to look at that and be like, I know where I was when that happened. And the fact that now more is uncovering, I hate Bill Belichick now.
I remember the day he got dragged out of his house in handcuffs.
I remember the day where he went to the facility, did what he had to do. They cut him, came out of the facility, went home. About an hour and a half, 2 hours later, he was in handcuffs. And I'm like, that's how quick life goes, bro. But you have to see it because I don't want to ruin it for you. And then you'll understand why I hate Bill a little bit more. Every day. Like there's still enough room in there. Like there's still room in there, bro. Just a little bit more. Here comes the train. Like, just a little bit more. But overall, so again, in all seriousness, Jaden Daniels at 6. I took Olo Fushano at 6. You guys let us know in the comments who you guys would take at number 6 here. Would you take a quarterback? Would you take the offensive lineman? Or would you go another direction? Would you? Hey, I mean, in all honesty, would Dallas Turner be a bad pick here to match up with Thibodeau and Brian Burns? That's true too, because they do need help there. I mean, yeah, but it's just a corner at 6. It's like that would be like the who. But I mean, they are the same team that drafted Eli Apple at 10. So hey, you never know. You understand why I'm upset about the Giants, right? Like you understand, like this is a long time of like let's be adults and actually fix the fucking New York Giants. Like let's do this shit. But that's how we're gonna start fixing them. That's how we're gonna do it. We should screw this up. No, they drafted him at 2, bro. They drafted him at 2. Do you think Saquon's life would have been different if Cleveland actually pulled the trigger and then went Saquon at 1 and then Baker at 4? Do you think life would have been different for both of those guys? Do you think that maybe Cleveland would actually be better than what they really are? Like, do you think they would have gone with the whole Josh Allen thing? Well, it's not like the Giants were going to go quarterback that year, and it's not like I forget who was 3, but they're not going quarterback that year either because they respectively had their quarterback. Fuck. Those were your options. But to be fair, everything played out the way it did. I mean, if Baker was... By the way, I saw something yesterday. I didn't watch the show, but I saw it because it came in my email. They literally was like, Colin Cowherd was like, Sam Darnold's going to lead the Vikings to the playoffs. I'm like, dude, are you going to just die on this Sam Darnold hill, bro? Why are you doing this to yourself? Because 7 years is not enough, bro. 7 years, this is the year where we finally get to see his potential. It only took 7 years, but we're going to see his potential, bro. He's a super late bloomer. We're talking about like, your friend from all years, and then from kindergarten to like the 11th grade, he was always 4'11", and then like 2 weeks before graduation, he grew up to be like 6'5". Like he's a super late bloomer, bro. Like, come on. Yeah, that's what it was. It had to be that way, and he had to do it with the Vikings. That's the only way. Yeah, because it's not like he's gonna suffer the cold in Chicago and Lambeau and all that shit. He's gonna be fine because he's been so great in cold weather games anyway. Up in with the Jets, who originally drafted him. Just Oh, you mean the same place where he allegedly saw Ghost? God damn. Terrible, man. Terrible. But that's going to do it for today. Brandon, as always, it is awesome talking to you. We will keep you guys updated on when we're going to do the show tomorrow, being that it is the weekend. So we'll let you guys know of the time. But tomorrow it is the Titans. The Titans are on the clock here. Another team where I'm a little confused at of the offseason moves that they did. I don't know where we're going with it, but here we are. This is it. We're here now. It's live now. It's live now. So we're going live, Brandon. We're going live, bro.
Yeah, I am so worried about tomorrow because I have no idea what to do with the Titans. I don't know what to pick them. I don't know offense and defense. I don't know.
I don't think there's a wrong selection. It's just we have to make it the right one.
There's really not.
So it's just going to be a lot tomorrow. I know tomorrow is going to be a lot, so I can't wait. But as always, Brandon, it's awesome talking to you, my man. You have a wonderful Friday. I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody that tuned in today, please have a wonderful night. Please be safe. Please be careful out there. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll do it all over again. Giants are done. Titans are tomorrow. Peace.